what exactly is Phrase Portal, as you probably might ask? Well, it's a machine translation tool, quite similar to to the major ones out there like Google Translate, but with more automation and integration. What I mean by that is that well, of course, it supports both text and file translation, but it's also supported by multiple MT engines, MT glossaries, and translation memory to ensure consistent and high quality results. It's also very easy to set up, so even non-localization team can manage, can use it to speed up the translation workflows while still being able to have full control over the content security. And the good news is that if you're already on the new phrase platform pricing, you already have access to the portal. So yes, now that we've covered what phrase portal is, let's just quickly talk about some of the common challenges in localization and why we believe phrase portal is the right solution to tackle them. First off, we've got overburdened localization teams. They Localization teams often have a huge backlog of requests and not enough resources, which often leads to delays that slows down other teams as well, potentially, like, sales and marketing, who needs materials translated quickly, to hit the goals. So when the localization team can't keep up, you potentially get shadow localization. And what that means is, departments start taking matters into their own hands, like, they will hire freelancers, vendors, or rely on free machine translations tools out there. While it might seem like a quick fix, you often end up with inconsistent messaging because everyone's using different tools. And on top of that, using different external resources adds cost and complexity, as you might be juggling between different services like Phrase for TMS or like Google for translation or another one for training engines, for example. And this could create a fragmented workflow that's difficult to manage. And why would you do that when you can manage everything within Phrase directly, right? And also, we've got suboptimal translation quality. And this is a big one because when teams cut corners or use some low quality, tools, the translation quality will likely be suboptimal. And without a unified approach, you likely end up with inconsistent terminology across regions and making it harder to maintain a clear and cohesive brand voice. And this could potentially confuse your customers and affect the overall experience. Let's also talk about security concerns, because that's actually one of the key things that we hear a lot from our customers. So like when people use free tools, because there's always a chance that, you could potentially leak confidential information. And this has actually become a real headache for the IT security team of our customers, who are trying to keep everything in a contained environment. So while adding controls on employee access to machine translation may increase costs, the risk and expense of non-compliance often far exceeds these extra costs. So yeah, anyway, these challenges can be quite overwhelming, but we believe that they are solvable. So let's look at how the key features of Phrase Portal address these pain points. Starting with MT Auto Select. It automatically picks the best engine for your language pair and your text domain, which means less manual effort and better translation quality. Plus, all of the engines that we use are GDPR compliant, so your data stays secure at all times. And also for those who need more customization, we also have MT profiles because it allows admins to choose specific MT engines for translation. And you can also connect to your own engines through, let's say, API keys, which also gives you additional security. Next up, we've also got linguistic assets, like which are really all about improving quality and efficiency. First off, we've got like empty glossary, which integrates your preferred terms directly into the machine translation process and can reduce terminology errors by up to 80%. So having this level of control is particularly valuable when you're managing, multiple teams or departments or, different regions as well. Then there's also translation memories. As you all know what it is, this basically speeds up the process and also ensures consistency across projects. So for content that gets reused often, like product information or marketing copy, this feature could save you tons of time and help reduce the workload of localization teams. And another powerful tool that we have in Phrase Portal is the quality performance score. As you can see, Phrase QPS. What it does is it basically provides an instant score for file translations, and this helps you quickly gauge the quality of the translation. So like you don't have to wonder if the output is up to your standards. And if you want to learn more about QPS, you can watch the webinar from yesterday and learn more about our AI features. And on the cost and efficiency side, we have MT reporting. This feature tracks MTU consumption across portals and give you really detailed insights into how your MTUs are consumed over time and also across different portals. And this is especially important for teams that need to optimize the translation spending. And like I said, a lot of our customers' biggest concern is actually security. And this is why we introduced SSO recently. It integrates with your existing identity provider, so users can just log in with one set of credentials, and this basically simplifies user management and also ensure that security compliance across your organization. So yes, to quickly sum up, these key features are designed to help you solve the pain points that we discussed earlier, whether that's about cutting down on manual work, improving translation quality, or keeping your data secure. And now we would actually like to show you exactly how Phrase Portal works through a couple of video demos.
Hi, this is a walkthrough video of how to set up the Phrase Portal to help your team centralize and streamline the translation efforts with no localization expertise needed. In this video, we will guide you through setting up a Phrase Portal, configuring MT profiles, and leveraging MT glossaries to enhance translation quality. And the best part, it only takes a few clicks to get started. Let's start by setting up a new portal. First, navigate to the portals page and click on Create New Portal. You can create up to 9 portals, each designed for different use cases, all in just a few minutes. From here, give your portal a name and a description. And choose a colored icon for easy identification. This simple customization step helps you quickly spot the right portal, especially when managing multiple ones. Next, you can choose how you would like to handle machine translation. With MT Auto Select, the most appropriate machine translation engine is automatically applied based on the text domain and language pair. Or for more control, you can select an MT profile to manually set the translation engine. After that, you have the option to enable the Phrase Quality Performance Score feature to track how accurate your file translations are. This gives you real-time insights and help you maintain high-quality results. Now, you can set how your team access the portal. Choose between specific users. That means only selected users and admin can access. Or open. Any portal users or admin can access. Or admins only. Then only admin would have access to the portal. These options ensure that you have the right level of control and collaboration for each project. Once you're all set, just click Save to add the portal to the portals page. And there you go, your portal is ready in just a few clicks. Now that your portal is set up, let's share it with your team for easy collaboration. To share the portal, just click the Share button located in the top right corner. From here, you will see a pop-up window where you can manage how to share it. Depending on the access type you've set, you can either search or select this specific users to grant access. Or, if the portal is open, just copy the link and share it with anyone in your organization. This makes it easy to collaborate without needing to manually add users. Now, next, let's move on to configuring your MT profiles and glossaries. These will help ensure consistency across your translations. To start, navigate to the Phrase Language AI page by clicking Settings TMS from the left-hand menu. From here, click the MT Glossaries tab and select Add New MT Glossary. Now give your glossary a name and choose the languages you'll be translating into, and then click Create. After you have created your glossary page, you can click Import. to find one of your glossary files. As you can see, with just a few clicks, you have created a glossary that ensures your translations stays consistent with your brand's terminology. But keep in mind, glossaries need to be attached to an empty profile to function. Now let's go ahead and attach the glossary now. From here, click Phrase Language AI again, and now you are at the empty profile. You can either edit an existing profile or create a new one by clicking Add Empty Profile. Once you're in the profile setting, click Attach Glossary and select up to 10 glossaries from the drop-down menu. Attaching glossaries ensures that your key terms are translated consistently, no matter the language. Now, let's also choose the machine translation engines you want to use by toggling them on and in the empty profile. This step also helps you fine-tune the translation process to match your needs. And don't worry, your changes are saved automatically. Hi, this is a walkthrough of how to use Phrase Porto to do translation. In this video, we will show you how to translate text and files quickly using the tool. Whether you need instant text translations or file translations, you can get started in just a few clicks. To begin translating, open Porto through the drop-down in the top left corner of the dashboard. Or, if you've been given a direct link, simply open the Porto you need to work in. From here, let's explore the two ways you can translate content in the Phrase Porto: text translations and file translations. To translate text, open one of the portals you have access to. From here, simply type or paste your text into the text area. You can enter up to 5,000 characters at a time. The auto-detect feature will automatically identify the source language for you, or you can manually select the source language and its specific locale. Now choose the desired target language. The best machine translation engine for that language pair will be selected automatically, saving you time and effort. And the translation will appear instantly. From here, you can review and edit the translated text directly in the text area or copy it to your clipboard for use in other applications. Now let's move on to translating files. With Phrase Porto, file translations are just as easy. First, choose the source and target language for your file using the drop-down menu inside the Porto. Now, simply drag and drop or upload your file from your local folders. Phrase Porto supports a variety of common file types. Once your file is uploaded, click Translate into target language, and the file will be processed in just a few moments. And if your organization has quality performance score enabled, a quality score will also appear next to the translated file, giving you insights into the translation's accuracy. As you can see, the score over here. So when the translation is complete, simply click Download to retrieve the translated file. And that's it. Your file is now translated and ready to use. Finally, let's take a look at how to access recent translations. Inside Porto, click Recent Translations to view all previous translations in your organization. From here, you can browse through all your recent translations, making it easy to revisit past work. And to download recent translations, just click the download icon next to the file. It's as simple as that. And that's how you can use Phrase Porto to translate both text and files.
Hi, I'm Francesca Sorrentino and I'm the localization director at Phrase. We use our own tools for localization at Phrase, and today I wanted to talk to you a bit about the benefits of Portal for localization teams. First of all, Portal reduces your team's workloads, which is very helpful, especially in case of small teams and tight deadlines. Secondly, it allows other verticals and teams in your company to use consistent and approved terminology and existing translations in a very, very easy way. It also helps with internal evangelization as it helps educate other teams on the value and complexities of localization. And it empowers stakeholders to make informed language decisions. It is very easy to set up, also a big advantage, and you don't need to create user profiles or you don't need any additional licenses. I also wanted to talk to you about a very practical use case that we had in our company. At Phrase, one of the first teams to adopt Portal was the APAC marketing team. Localization and APAC marketing work very closely to create campaigns and adapt assets for the APAC region. We tend to follow regular localization processes and workflows for content that is created in English and needs to be localized for other territories as well. However, for APAC specific content that needs to be highly customized or is created directly in one of the APAC languages, we wanted to empower the marketing team to get localized assets faster without localization being a bottleneck. As you can see from the slide, in this example, with Portal, we were able to make the localization process extremely simple and lean for the APAC marketing team. So we reduced the workflow from 6 to 2 steps, while keeping consistency with the rest of the localized assets that goes through the regular localization workflow.
Yeah, next we'd like to also talk about some customer testimonials, because since we launched a few months ago, we did, get some feedback from our early adopters. One key point that keeps coming up is, again, security, because customers really value having a secure and centralized system, especially when it comes to comparing it with other public tools out there. They've told us that it helps them, to make sure that the employees only do translations within a contained environment. And another area where customers see a big difference is the ease of use as well. They've found the setup process quite straightforward and also appreciate how intuitive it is to manage users and translations. Like features like managing user access or sharing portal are quite simple and fast. We've also heard a lot of feedback on the quality and the consistency, because with the integration of translation memories and empty glossaries, customers are getting more consistent translations that maintain, the preferred terminology. And that's something that they've noted is much harder to achieve in other tools. And of course, there's also speed and efficiency. Our customers appreciate how much time they're saving, especially on less critical translations. And the ability to be able to manage translations quickly and independently has been a huge benefit for many of the teams. So as you can see, like the feedback that we've got has been quite positive, especially around security, ease of use, and the translation quality. So now that you know what Phrase Portal can do, let's also talk about how you can get started so you can begin taking advantages of these features yourself. First, if you're already on the Phrase new pricing plan, you're all set, because your organization already has a default portal. And of course, you can set up your own. What you need to do is to just log into your Phrase account, go to the Phrase main dashboard, which is very likely the page that you will see when you first log in. You will find Phrase Portal in one of the tiles, or you can check the drop-down menu to access it. And for those of you who are on legacy pricing, you can also request a trial directly through your customer success manager. And we can just go from there. And anyway, that pretty much concludes our presentation.